Good morning, America. For our viewers in the West, the explosive battle between President Trump and Elon Musk. Our Karl just on the phone with the president. And Indiana steals Oklahoma's thunder. War of words. The extraordinary feud between President Trump and the world's richest man erupts in public.
Elon and I had a great relationship. I don't know if we're well anymore.
Days after Musk left the administration, attacking Trump's signature budget bill. Trump now threatening to cancel billions in Musk government contracts. Musk calls for the president to be impeached, claiming, without me, Trump would have lost the election, and bringing up Trump and the Epstein files. Overnight, the new messages from Musk, the latest on their battle as we come on the air this morning.
Tornadoes touch down.
Tornado right in front of you.
At least 21 twisters reported overnight, one hovering dangerously close to this home. Plus, millions are on alert for the toxic wildfire smoke. Ginger's tracking the threats for the weekend.
Breaking overnight, Putin's revenge. Russia unleashing a massive attack on Ukraine. Sirens going off. More than 400 drones, dozens of missiles. After Ukraine's attack on those Russian airfields, our Martha Raddatz is there.
Packed tourist boat capsizes. Panicked passengers smash windows, desperate to get off. Many cling to the overturned boat. Some jump for their lives to other vessels. We'll tell you what happened.
Sean Diddy Combs warned why the judge threatened to kick him out of court as a former girlfriend takes the stand, what she said, and how prosecutors believe it will make their case.
Jet fire investigation. The new details on what may have caused this American Airlines engine fire. Why investigators say it's likely human error. Plus, how did this DoorDash driver make it onto an active tarmac at one of the nation's busiest airports?
Last-second stunner.
Halliburton driving, pulls off, jump shot. It's good! It's good!
Tyrese Halliburton does it again. Indianapolis going wild. And we're leaping into the weekend with Super Bowl champion Saquon Barkley. He's got the surprise of a lifetime for some of his biggest, littlest, smartest fans.
Live from Times Square, it's Friday. Good morning, America.
Good morning, America, on this Friday morning. Hear that right there? That's some brand new music from Ed Sheeran on this Friday morning to get you going. There's a lot of excitement here in Times Square because Super Bowl champion Saquon Barkley is here.
Did it hurt a little to say that, Michael?
No, I love Saquon.
He's a great guy.
I just don't say the Eagles Super Bowl champion. Saquon Barkley.
We are thrilled to have Saquon Barkley here with us, and we've got more excitement for Indiana after the Pacers' big comeback overnight. Will Reeve, we'll have more on that just ahead.
That is coming up. But first, that escalating public feud between President Trump and Elon Musk. Their alliance now in tatters, just days after Musk left his White House role. It started as a dispute over the president's budget bill.
But now the two men trading personal attacks and threats. Karl is standing by. He just got off the phone with the president moments ago. But first, let's go to our senior political correspondent, Rachel Scott, who is at the White House with the latest. Good morning, Rachel.
Hey, Michael, good morning to you. And this relationship just went up in flames. A stunning turnaround and an also very public meltdown between the president and the man once considered his most powerful advisor. This morning, the explosive public feud between President Trump and Elon Musk turning vindictive and personal. The president breaking his silence after the billionaire called his signature spending bill a disgusting abomination.
Elon and I had a great relationship. I don't know if we're well anymore.
Musk warning about the level of spending in the bill, which the nonpartisan Congressional Budget Office says will add $3 trillion to the national debt. Sources tell ABC News Musk personally pushed Speaker Johnson not to get rid of a tax incentive to buy electric vehicles like Tesla.
I'm very disappointed because Elon knew the inner workings of this bill better than almost anybody sitting here, better than you people. He knew everything about it. He had no problem with it. All of a sudden he had a problem. And he only developed the problem when he found out that we're going to have to cut the EV mandate.
Musk was once considered the president's most powerful advisor, leaving the administration just days ago with an Oval Office farewell and a gold key to the White House.
Thank you, Elon.
Thank you.
Take care of yourself.
He spent $200 million of his own money to help Trump and Republicans get elected. appearing at events with a chainsaw, promising to slash spending.
This is the chainsaw for bureaucracy.
The president tapping him to lead the Department of Government Efficiency, giving him the power to gut entire agencies and fire federal workers. But now the president says he didn't need Musk or his money to win.
I think I would have won. Susie would say I would have won Pennsylvania easily anyway.
And dismissing him as a disgruntled former employee.
They leave and they wake up in the morning and the glamour's gone. The whole world is different and they become hostile.
Musk clearly listening, outraged. Writing on social media, "Without me, Trump would have lost the election." Adding such ingratitude and suggesting he'll start a new political party. Then pushing back on Trump's claim that he knew what was in the bill, calling that false. This bill was never shown to me even once. The president turning up the heat, writing, "Elon was wearing thin. I asked him to leave." Trump then threatening to cancel his $20 billion in government contracts. Musk then threatening to pull NASA's only ride to the International Space Station, writing, "In light of the president's statement, SpaceX will begin decommissioning its Dragon spacecraft immediately," later backing off, saying he won't do that after all. Musk also saying Trump's tariffs will cause a recession and calling for the president to be impeached. As the attacks turned more vicious and personal, Tesla stock started to plunge, the company losing more than $150 billion in market value. But the billionaire not letting up, writing, "Time to drop the really big bomb. Trump is in the Epstein files. That is the real reason they have not been made public. Have a nice day, DJT." Musk, of course, there referring to Jeffrey Epstein, who was convicted of sex trafficking. He took his own life in prison, providing no evidence to back up his claims. In the middle of this very public feud, you have some public figures trying to broker peace. So take Kanye West, for example. He wrote on social media, quote, "Bros, please know we love you both so much." And hedge fund manager Bill Ackman writing, "Musk and Trump should make peace for the benefit of our great country." Musk responding to that post saying, "You're not wrong." Could be a sign that things are cooling off, but such tense and visceral words have been exchanged over the last 24 hours, George.
Social media had a field day. Okay, Rachel, thanks very much. Let's bring in our chief Washington correspondent, John Karl. So, John, let's file this whole feud under shocking but not surprising. You call the president on his cell phone at 6:45, he picks up.
Yeah, he picked up. Look, there's been reporting out there that the White House is working to put together a call between Elon Musk and Donald Trump to broker some kind of peace. I asked Donald Trump about that. He said he's not particularly interested in talking to Elon Musk. He said Elon wants to talk to him. He's not ready to talk to Musk, who he called a man who has lost his mind.
They have a lot of leverage over each other.
Oh, there's no question about that. Look, Elon Musk, obviously the richest man on the planet, the biggest Republican donor in the history of Republican donors. But this is, in many ways,
contracts with the government.
Yeah, but this is asymmetric. I mean, Donald Trump, to use his phrase, really holds the cards here. Donald Trump could do severe damage to Elon Musk if he were to go vindictive. And he's been remarkably restrained. There's been remarkable restraint from Donald Trump. I mean, look, Elon Musk went nuclear. You're talking about his impeachment, talking about tying him to the world's most notorious sex trafficker, all of this, and Donald Trump has been restrained. But he could go after the government contracts. He could announce criminal investigations into what Elon Musk was doing on Doge. I mean, you've seen Steve Bannon suggest he could use the Defense Production Act to try to seize parts of SpaceX. I mean, there's a lot that Donald Trump
to be deported as well.
Yeah, he also called him being deported. So look, Elon Musk is very powerful. He's also a very big target.
One of the other surprising things here, it took several hours for the vice president, J.D. Vance, to weigh in here. He's usually on social media all the time.
He's on social media. He's got a hair trigger on this stuff. He was silent for 8 hours while Elon Musk, somebody who has been very close to J.D. Vance,
even
went
before
after
Trump.
Yes, they were allies before he was his running mate. And then when J.D. Vance finally came out, what did he do? He didn't hit back at Elon Musk. He didn't really defend specifically, none of it, Donald Trump against those charges. He said, "I stand beside Donald Trump." I mean, where else is he going to stand? He's the vice president. So a lot of people in the MAGA movement are wondering where J.D. Vance's loyalties are after that yesterday. I assume we'll hear more from him, but it was a very quiet period.
Fascinating. I assume the president's probably watching since he took your call. Let's see if he calls you back in a few minutes. Thanks, John. Rebecca.
Quite the breakup, and you have to wonder what the rest of the world is thinking as they watch all of this unfold as well. Okay, we're going to turn now to the tornadoes taking aim at Texas. At least 21 twisters in the region reported overnight, 13 of them in West Texas alone, along with massive hail. Ginger is here tracking the latest. Good morning, Ginger.
Hey, good morning, Rebecca. We get this up close and personal look at one of the tornadoes in Lubbock, and you can see even the little suction vortices, how quickly those winds are moving. Thankfully, everybody in that house was okay. Unfortunately, in a different tornado, there was an injury, also an injury from lightning in this. More than 130 severe storm reports. Look at this massive circulation. This one in Morton, Texas. So a lot of storm chasers were out there, and they are going to be busy this weekend because we've got more where this came from. There was also up to grapefruit-sized hail in parts of Texas. But look, Colorado had that hail covering the ground. Reminder, thunderstorms from heat make hail, so it is not a cold weather system. You could see more of that today, and we'll take it through. This morning, we've got storms that have moved through Northwest or are into Arkansas, but now Nashville tonight, back to another system we're watching with an enhanced threat of severe weather in parts of the high plains and down into Lubbock. This is just today. There's a little circle there up in Massachusetts, Connecticut, southern New Hampshire, too, for damaging wind. But, George, this goes through the weekend. We're going to be watching day after day of severe weather.
Okay, Ginger, thanks. We're going to get the latest now on the war in Ukraine. Russia unleashed a new round of airstrikes overnight as President Trump compared Ukraine and Russia to quarreling children, also suggests the war could go on for some time. Chief Global Affairs anchor Martha Raddatz on the scene in Ukraine. Good morning, Martha.
Good morning, George. We did spend the night on the floor in the bunker, something many people here in Ukraine have been doing for more than 3 years. But this was one of the most intense assaults from Russia since the war began.
Overnight, Russia unleashing a vicious barrage of drones and missiles across Ukraine. Videos circulating online capturing the moment of some of these strikes. More than 400 drones and 40 missiles launched from Russia in this latest assault, leaving several dead and many more injured. Explosions rocking Kyiv as the Ukrainian air defenses combat the incoming attack. 4 people were killed in Kyiv during the attacks, 20 injured. Debris falling on metro rails, and thousands were left without power. With air raid sirens blaring, the capital's mayor urging people to stay in shelters. My team and I hearing the alerts overnight and taking cover. This is the view from the camera we left in place on the hotel's balcony. And now Ukraine is bracing for possibly an even larger Russian assault after Vladimir Putin vowed revenge for Ukraine's brazen drone strike that crippled at least 10 Russian warplanes, including nuclear-capable bombers worth billions. President Trump, after campaigning he would end the war in Ukraine on day one, now suggesting in the Oval Office it might be better to let both sides for a while fight it out.
Sometimes you see 2 young children fighting like crazy. They hate each other and they're fighting in a park. And you try and pull them apart. They don't want to be pulled. Sometimes you're better off letting them fight for a while and then pulling them apart.
That statement did not go over well here in Ukraine because, of course, Ukraine did not ask for this war. Russia invaded Ukraine. Michael?
Yeah, they sure did, Martha. Thank you so much for that. And we're going to turn now to the packed tourist boat capsizing off the coast of Bali. Some panicked passengers jumping for their lives or smashing windows to get off. Britt Clennett has the story for us as we hear from some of the people who are on board. Good morning, Britt.
Good morning, Michael. Yeah, an American passenger who was on board that boat as it was capsizing, now recounting to us the frantic moments as it flooded with water, people smashing windows in this scramble to survive.
This morning, terrified passengers speaking out after a packed tourist boat sank off the coast of Bali, Indonesia. Panic setting in, passengers desperate to get off the boat after it was hit with a large wave, the cabin filling with water.
There was babies, small children, old people. It felt like 5 minutes that it took for the entire boat to sink.
Lauren Daig was in Bali to celebrate her birthday, instead finding herself fighting for her life.
Break the window, break the window. I just smashed the window with my foot. I didn't even think twice about it. And I know for a fact I saved at least 3 to 5, 6 other people with my decision.
Passengers desperately clinging to the overturned boat as it flipped on its side and began to sink.
Oh my God.
What is this? Some swimming to the shore, getting pounded by waves. Others jumping to nearby boats coming to their rescue.
people were just throwing themselves, just jumping across to the other boat. If they fell, there was people in the water between the boats and could have easily gotten smushed.
Now, thankfully, no one was severely hurt, but for many, a nightmarish ordeal. Now, Lauren said that people were standing in the aisle, suggesting the boat may have actually been over capacity. She tells us she is thankful to be alive. Guys.
Britt, thank you. We're going to switch gears now to the NBA Finals, and what a start to the series. The Pacers stunning the Thunder with a last-second winner. Will Reeve joins us from Oklahoma City with all the big moments. Will, this was so close. Good morning.
It really was, Rebecca. Good morning. And to call it unbelievable, the comeback would be doing a disservice to the Pacers because at this point, you come to expect it. Another double-digit comeback, another Tyrese Halliburton game winner. And yet again, the Pacers, believe it or not, steal game one.
Overnight, the Indiana Pacers did it again.
And Indiana takes game one, shocking the Thunder here at OKC.
For the fifth time in these playoffs, the Pacers capping off a wild double-digit comeback in the final seconds. The hero, who else? Tyrese Halliburton.
Halliburton driving, pulls up, jump shot. It's good! It's good!
This shot with 0.3 of a second remaining, putting Indiana up 111-110. Their first lead in the game after being down by as many as 15 points.
Man, we just we keep believing, and we stay together. And it ain't over till it's over.
Stars including WNBA phenom Caitlin Clark and Kansas City Chiefs QB Patrick Mahomes chiming in online. "You can't make it up," wrote Clark. Mahomes writing, come on. The Thunder, backed by a monolithic wall of frenzied fans in all white, were rolling for most of the game. League MVP Shai Gilgeous-Alexander leading the way, scoring 38 points.
SGA against Shepard, puts up a three, puts it in with 0.7 of a second remaining.
But the Pacers never let up.
Tyrese Halliburton does it again!
Thunder fans and players stunned.
I don't know, it happened so fast. We lost game one, we've lost game one before. And on the other side of that, we came out a better team. And that's our goal, that's our mentality.
Back home in Indianapolis, fans going wild at the official watch party.
George and guys, there are so many stats filling my brain right now because last night was like an historical anomaly. The Thunder hadn't lost to an Eastern Conference team since 2024. Rick Carlisle's the only coach to have these two 15-point comebacks in the last 50 years in the finals. Like, it's crazy. This series is going to be great. Can't wait for game two Sunday night, guys.
And Will, we have one more stat. Tomorrow's your 33rd birthday. Happy birthday.
That is correct. Thank you, my Larry Bird. Thank you, guys. It's very sweet.
Coming up, Aaron Katursky's at the courthouse with the latest on the Sean Diddy Combs trial. Hey, Aaron.
Hey, George, why the judge threatened to kick Sean Combs out of court before an ex-girlfriend took the witness stand. Coming up.
Also ahead, the American Airlines jet fire investigation.
And new at 7:30, the major grocery chain announcing that it's slashing prices for the summer.
And Super Bowl champion Saquon Barkley is here to surprise some very special kids. We can't wait. They can't wait. Hopefully you can't wait. So you wait right there. We'll be right back.
Hurts has time. Now locates Barkley out of the backfield. Barkley slips 2 tackles and picks up the first down. Chipping up in the air to the 30.
The spin move at the last second. Bro. And then, what, Tiki, you're right. What is that?
Bro. Oh, my. Welcome back to GMA. It never gets old to see that incredible play. It left Tom Brady, Tiki Barber, left all of us speechless. That's Super Bowl champ Saquon Barkley. He is with us all morning to talk about his record-breaking year, but he also has inspired Miss Kylie's second-grade math class. They're here as well, but they have no idea that their hero is here with them this morning. We have lots of surprises for those kids coming up. Looks like they're eating or something. What are they doing up there?
First new at 7:30, investigators now say the former Arkansas police chief and convicted murderer who escaped from prison last month has likely fled the state. He's called the Devil of the Ozarks. He has extensive knowledge of the Ozark Mountains, could be hiding in caves in the region. Also right now, take a look at this. The Mexican Navy vessel that crashed into the Brooklyn Bridge is being moved right now from Pier 36 to the Brooklyn Navy Yard.
Also, supermarket chain Aldi is offering relief from high prices. It's lowering prices on nearly 25% of its items through the summer. Some 400 products will see their prices reduced by up to 33%. And Coco Gauff is getting ready for the French Open final. The American star will take on top-ranked Aryna Sabalenka tomorrow. It'll be a rematch of the 2023 U.S. Open final when Gauff beats Sabalenka to win her first major championship.
Ooh.
We will see if she can make it too.
It'll be a good one.
Good luck to her.
Yes.
We are. We're going to turn now to the Sean Diddy Combs trial. A new accuser took the stand. The judge threatened to toss Combs out of court. Chief Investigative Correspondent Aaron Katursky at the courthouse. Good morning, Aaron.
Good morning to you, George. Sean Combs must return here to court this morning with a whole new demeanor after the judge threatened to kick him out.
This morning, Sean Combs has been warned.
Call me Diddy. I run this city. Send the cops, DA, defense to come get me.
The judge rebuking him over his facial expressions during testimony, accusing Combs of nodding vigorously and looking at the jury. The judge said that is absolutely unacceptable, and if it happens again, he said he would consider excluding Combs from the courtroom for the rest of the trial. It seemed Combs received the message, showing little reaction when a former girlfriend testifying under the pseudonym Jane described a 3-year relationship fueled by drugs, debauchery, and his penchant for pornography, baby oil, provocative lingerie, and really high stripper shoes. After Cassie Ventura, Jane is the second woman to testify a romance with Combs morphed into a pattern of unwanted sex. The defense says all of it was consensual, and Combs has pleaded not guilty. Jane said the relationship began in 2021 and lasted until his arrest last year. She said Combs called her Bert and she called him Ernie after the Sesame Street characters. Jane began to cry when asked to recall a night in May 2021 when she said Combs first invited a male prostitute into their sex life. I truly felt that night just opened like a Pandora's box in our relationship, Jane testified. It was just a door that I was unable to shut for the remainder of the relationship. For the next 3 years, 90% of the time when they were together, Jane told the jury Combs plied her with drugs and made her have sex with other men, even when she told him she did not want to. Jane testified Combs would fly her to Miami, New York, Turks and Caicos, and funded her move to Los Angeles, where she said he paid her rent, $10,000 a month, and threatened to withhold it if she did not agree to his sexual demands. I just felt obligated, she said. What did you feel obligated to do, the prosecutor asked. Perform, she answered. Just perform these nights with him.
One of the reasons the government is focusing on where these events took place is because a portion of the trafficking has to occur across state lines. That's what makes it a federal charge. And so that is why we really pay attention to what hotels, what locations, and what dates, so we can see how Sean Combs is moving them from state to state.
Jane returns to the witness stand a bit later this morning, guys. She could be on the stand for the next 5 court days. Guys?
Wow, some extremely disturbing claims there. Aaron, thank you. Now, with the preliminary report on what might have caused the engine fire of an American Airlines jet to become engulfed in flames, forcing passengers to evacuate. And we're also learning more about a security breach at O'Hare Airport in Chicago. Alex Perez is there for us. Good morning, Alex.
Hey, good morning, Rebecca. Just a harrowing ordeal for all the passengers on board that plane. We're finally learning more about what may have gone wrong.
This morning, a new NTSB report revealing what may have caused this terrifying engine fire engulfing part of this American Airlines plane in Denver.
We're not flying American today.
American Flight 1006 forced to divert after the crew noticed the engine vibrating.
We just have a high engine vibration, so we are cruising slower than normal for American 10006.
After safely landing and parking at the gate, flames emerging from the jet's engine. Passengers evacuating down slides amid a massive plume of smoke, at least 12 people injured. Now, the preliminary report into the March incident zeroing in on several engine parts that the report claims were incorrectly installed, which may have contributed to the vibrations and fire.
This may have happened just days prior, or it may have been a problem for months, if not years. We'll wait and see what the NTSB says, but really human error is going to be the factor here.
American Airlines cooperating with the investigation, saying safety is a top priority. All this as new video obtained by ABC News captures a major security breach at O'Hare on May 17th. A DoorDash delivery driver accidentally driving right onto the active tarmac, pulling up near a United plane, pausing, then driving closer until it's finally stopped, law enforcement vehicles later arriving. The incident raising questions about security at one of the nation's busiest airports.
And the private security guard that was supposed to stop that driver has since been terminated. Guys?
All right, Alex, thanks very much.
If we add 119 yards to his 2005, did he reach the new goal? So did he reach his new goal that we set for 2030? No. Yes. Right, he did. 2030.
Which is so much better than if Jane had 10 apples when the train left the station, right? I mean, this is so good. Back now with our play of the day, and you're looking at second grade teacher Amber Kiley at Mass Community Charter School number 2 in Philadelphia. Now, she went viral back in January. If you're a GMA insider, you'll remember we were there for using the Eagles star Saquon Barkley's running yards to help her students learn math. Now, we had so much fun visiting this class in January. We asked them to get on a bus super early this morning and join us here in Times Square. Now, they can't hear us right now, which is why we can tell you what's coming up. Saquon Barkley is standing by to surprise him. Hey, Michael, are you up there? What's happening now?
You know, I am here with the student, Sam, and it's great because, you know, the biggest little football fans, look at all these pretty little faces right here. Second grade, they were like, we're in second grade, we're going to third grade. We have them here, and we have their inspirational teacher, Miss Kiley. They've traveled all the way from the city of brotherly love to help us celebrate schools in the area. And kids, we have a little surprise for you. We know how much you love Miss Kiley and how she teaches you in class. We know that you're big football fans, you're Eagle fans, right? Yeah! My favorite player of the Eagles is Saquon Barkley. How about you? Same thing, right? Yeah! Well, you know, I got a little surprise for you. Saquon, come on out, man.
How you doing?
What's up?
How you guys doing?
Oh, come on, don't pass out on us.
Oh, wow.
Hey, so.
Can I get a high five?
Okay, give me a high five. So I got to ask you, Saquon, why did you want to be here this morning?
Well, it's always great to be here, especially with you. But we got a surprise for you guys, too. We're going to invite you guys to a preseason game and come watch us live. How's that sound? That sounds good? You guys excited about that?
You guys want to go to the Eagles game?
Yeah!
You want to see this guy play in the stadium?
Yeah!
Be your favorite player?
Yeah!
Can I have that shirt? No. Okay. But we're so glad you're here, man. You have so much going on that you take the time, you come here to see the class. Miss Kiley teaches them math based on your rushing yard. Did you know that?
Oh, I did not know that. I learned that today.
Yeah, so you think you're out there just running for yards and you're running and you're helping these kids.
That puts a lot of pressure on me next year. Now that I know, I'll try to do a little bit more, hopefully.
Not against the Giants. Everybody else, you do it. But you know what, kids? Everybody sit tight. Saquon is going to join us a little later to talk about his amazing Super Bowl win, and he has a few other things that are going on, and you're going to all have front row seats, okay? He may even answer one of your questions. So think about something you want to ask him. So you guys stay right there, Saquon. I'm so happy you're here, man. We'll be right back. There you go. There's your ticket.
Good morning, America. It's 8 a.m. War of words. The growing feud between President Trump and Elon Musk erupts in public, days after Musk left the administration attacking Trump's signature budget bill. Trump threatening to cancel billions in Musk government contracts. Musk calls for the president to be impeached and brings up Trump and the Epstein files, the fallout this morning.
A real pain in the neck. All that time looking down at our phones is giving millions so-called tech neck. This morning, can a baby exercise be a simple solution to the problem? Also ahead, the new security alert ahead of your next vacation.
First, look at the top stories breaking today. We start with that escalating public feud between President Trump and Elon Musk. Their alliance in tatters just days after Musk left his White House role. It started as a dispute over the president's budget bill, but now the two men are trading personal attacks as threats. Our chief Washington correspondent John Karl is here, and John, you spoke with the president about an hour ago.
Yeah, I did. There have been reports that Elon and Trump were going to have like a call to kind of put this aside. Trump told me he has no interest. He's not particularly interested in talking to what he called the man who has lost his mind. So I wouldn't look for a détente anytime soon. Trump, I have to say, though, he didn't sound particularly concerned about all of this. He wanted to talk about other things, and he was rather dismissive of the whole controversy.
So he doesn't want to solve it, but there were some signs overnight that Elon Musk might be trying to de-escalate.
Yeah, I mean, look, Elon Musk is very powerful. He's donated more to Republicans than anybody in the history of politics. He's the richest man in the world, but he's very vulnerable. His businesses are driven by government contracts. If Trump got vindictive on him, he could do severe damage. So Elon Musk yesterday was definitely trying to turn the volume down, suggesting that he was ready to put everything aside. Trump's not ready to do that.
This all escalated after Musk attacked the president's budget bill, calling it an abomination.
Yeah.
What does it mean for the bill?
Well, the bill's in trouble anyway, I mean, without Elon Musk. But I think that by Elon going so over the top, by suggesting that Trump should be impeached, by tying him to Jeffrey Epstein, by saying that Trump would have lost if it weren't for me, I think that what's happened is he has taken away any credibility he had with Republicans in Congress. So Elon, they will not be taking their cues from Elon Musk. But look, the Republican majority, is so narrow, and there are a lot of Republicans who have significant problems with this bill.
Okay, John Karl, thanks very much. Michael?
All right, thank you, George. You're going to turn now with summer travel season upon us. The U.S. Embassy in Mexico has issued a security alert for travelers, urging caution in using dating apps after several reports of travelers being kidnapped by people they met online there. Matt Rivers is in Mexico City with the story. Good morning, Matt.
Yeah, good morning, Michael. This is one of those stories that's really a reminder. It can be so difficult to trust who you meet online sometimes. The U.S. Embassy here in Mexico putting out this safety alert saying it, quote, confirms several reports of U.S. citizens being kidnapped by individuals the victims met on dating apps in the Puerto Vallarta and Nuevo Nayarit areas. These are, of course, two very popular spots with tourists along the Mexican Pacific coast. Mexican officials say in one of those cases, authorities rescued an American citizen still alive in Nayarit. That victim being, quote, lured to an apartment complex by someone pretending to be his friend. The suspect then beating him and demanding $5,000 to $10,000 for his release. At least two other similar cases still under investigation. Thankfully, no deaths reported in any of these cases. The embassy saying to stay safe, be cautious when using these apps here, meet in public places, tell a friend what you're doing, and of course, trust your instincts, because if it doesn't feel right, Rebecca, it probably isn't.
All right, Matt, thank you. We appreciate it. We're going to turn now to the game-changing technology that could enhance your shopping experience. Costco is the latest retailer to test Scan and Go tech to let customers skip the long checkout lines. Eva Pilgrim is here to break down how it works. Good morning, Eva.
Good morning, Rebecca. So checking out at Costco could look very different soon. If you've been to one recently, you know the lines to check out are pretty epically long. Well, the warehouse store has tested Scan and Go at some checkouts. And the CEO saying in a recent earnings call that it has been successful moving people through the lines and expediting transactions. Very, very early results have been positive. Now, one of Costco's competitors, Sam's Club, getting rid of self-checkout completely, instead launching Scan and Go, which is expected to be in all of its stores by the end of the year. To use the checkout-free experience, you have to download the store's app. You scan your products as you shop, and then when you leave, you go through a scanner with AI cameras that check the carts to make sure you paid for everything.
And it's an interesting technology, and a lot of retailers are starting to implement this.
Yeah, we're starting to see it in other places. BJ's, another warehouse store, offers Express Pay. You skip the checkout line by scanning your items in its app as you shop. Amazon has Amazon Go stores. Have any of you guys tried those? You literally scan your card as you go in, grab what you need, and then the store automatically charges you for what you picked up when you leave. It's sort of a trippy experience the first time you do it.
I'm a little paranoid for that. I'm like, it's charging me for something I didn't buy.
I mean, psychologically, it makes you potentially spend more money because you're not thinking about every single item. You're just kind of walking out with it. And it's interesting because every time we cover this, some people write back, I don't know, I don't like the change.
It's a little bit jarring if you've never done it before, right? So, but we are definitely, there's a learning curve there.
Yes.
As far as figuring out how to use the technology. As with tech, as this is going to get faster, it's going to get better. Some of us will struggle with it more than others, probably me, because I always struggle with the technology. But experts say we're going to see more of this, more and more of it. So we might as well start to get comfortable with it, might as well start to figure out a way to sort of live with this new normal.
I don't think I'm going to let my girls go to that store.
No, just grab it and go, George, right.
At least not with your credit card.
But that's a good point.
The first time I did it, I was like, am I a thief? Like, is this okay?
But you're right, you just probably spend more money because you don't pay attention to the total.
And you don't see the line when you walk in,
No.
so you think, oh, I'm not going to have to wait, I'm going to go shopping. Imagine those lines are a turnoff when
No,
you,
well, think
when
about
you
the
see
things
the
you
long
put
line.
back when you had to wait in the line.
And I know you probably don't know the answer to this, but will that person still be there to take your receipt?
And draw the little picture on it.
Long
I kind of
receipt
like
at the
that job. I kind of like that person who's staying there. Makes me feel comfortable. All right, coming up in our GMA morning menu, Eva will be back with a surprising recommendation for dealing with neck pain from looking down at your phones and devices. Your baby might be doing it right now, actually.
Also had the perfect answer to the question, what can I bring? That's the title of Casey Alsace's new cookbook. He'll show you 3 different versions of his pasta salad.
Plus, Lori Bergamatto is here with the right stuff, sun protective clothing for the entire family. And Sam is with the champ.
We are this morning. It's been a huge morning for these second graders from Philly, but it's all for this guy, Saquon Barkley. Saquon, how's it going up there?
I'm doing great. I didn't realize we had so many Eagles fans in New York.
Oh, we have big surprises, including the song that's coming up right here on GMA. You guys are so good. How's it going, Camden?
We are back now with our GMA cover story, and we're joined now by one of the true superstars of the NFL, winner of Super Bowl 59, reigning Offensive Player of the Year, and a good buddy, Saquon Barkley. Yeah! And we're so happy to have some of his super fans here in the audience. We have Miss Kylie's second grade class, all big Eagles fans. So, you know, Saquon, congratulations on so much, on all those things, winning the Super Bowl, all these things. But now you get to do something that every athlete dreams of. You get to grace the cover of Madden. How does that feel, man?
Yeah, you just said it best. As a little kid, everyone dreams of that moment. And they actually ask you if you want to be the cover of Madden. I didn't know that, and I was like, why wouldn't I want to be the cover of Madden? So to me, it's something that I wanted to do for a very long time. And there's so many great athletes, so many great football players and legends that's been on the cover, and to have my name attached to those guys and attached to EA Sports and attached to Madden is an honor.
It'll have that reverse hurdle move.
Yeah, it's a good moment to have on a Madden cover. We're trying to think about what we want to use and how everyone has like their own cover and their own look, and we're trying to figure out what would be the thing we will use for it. And a backwards hurdle on a cover is never a bad thing.
Were you even thinking when you did that hurdle?
I don't think you can think. I think if you think in that moment, that play probably doesn't happen. So I just reacted, and I let go, and it was a cool moment in my career so far.
You had to think about it when you recreated it, which is why you wore the harness?
Yes. That's when I realized what I did was super hard. When they ask you to recreate something and you have to be strapped into a harness, it showed me how cool it was, and also how dangerous the play was, and the reason why my mom likes when my feet stay on the ground.
Wow, I mean, that's a math lesson in how your body can even move like that. Almost as good as Madden is Geno's is a really famous like Philly steakhouse, right? And did they really change their name for a week to Steakquan?
Yeah, they changed their name, and we got to go there and spend some time with some fans and make some cheesesteaks. It was in that moment that I realized I'm probably not going to be making cheesesteaks in my second profession. Hopefully I'll be doing something like this. But it was cool. It was a cool experience, and Philly fans are truly amazing. They are, I love to say, passionate. They're the most passionate fan base, and to have all those people show up and show support has been pretty cool.
And we have so many of them here with us this morning, and some of them on our staff as well. But Saquon, you've called your kids Jada and Saquon Jr. your good luck charms. What was it like to share that Super Bowl championship over the Chiefs with them?
It was amazing. That's probably the moment that sticks out in my mind when you win the Super Bowl. Obviously the game and the confetti, but to have the confetti fall down and you see your kids there and see your family, and it always hasn't been, seasons where you make the Madden cover. There's been a lot of ups and there's been a lot of downs. There's been injuries, there's been adversities, but every moment I can think of my kids being there, my family being there, and my friends being there. So it was my birthday. I was able to celebrate that and win the Super Bowl and have all these special people around me. It just made it so much more special.
Man, you're talking about the stars aligning.
Yeah,
Birthday,
seriously.
Super Bowl win, and Madden cover, everything else. All right, we have a question from one of our students here in the audience. His name is Christian. Christian, what you got?
What was your favorite subject when you were a kid?
What was my favorite subject when I was a kid? It would have to be history. That was definitely my favorite. I kind of started with my dad. I've always kind of quizzing me. And I'm a big believer in a quote, you study the greats and become greater. So with history in school, but now history in the NFL, trying to apply that and learning what great running backs such as Barry Sanders, Walter Payton, Emmitt Smith, and all those guys accomplish in their career and chasing them and try to be great within my own.
Oh, what a great lesson right there. Ms. Riley, explain to everybody why your method works so well. You use football stats to teach all these kids math.
Yeah, I mean, it worked well just because they were engaged. It was relatable to them. I'm a first-year teacher, so coming into it, I knew it had to be fun. I had to engage them, and I just wanted to make something special for them in my first year. So making it relatable, sports, everybody loves sports, whether it's football, baseball. We're now tracking Kyle Schwarber's home runs. After the amazing season that Saquon had, we drive so well with it because they loved it. We took everything in the curriculum book that we learned, measurement, place values, adding, subtracting, and applied it.
Was it fun, guys?
If you study the greats, you become great.
Right, exactly. And to make math fun, that's a big, you're everything that we love about teachers and why we love to celebrate them right here on this show as well. The sports expert on the show, I have to ask this question. And I know it would be a good question for you. The reigning Super Bowl champs, what does it take to do that again? How is that?
That's very good. Okay, good. You're fooling a lot of people who think you know about sports now.
What is the Super Bowl?
I have no idea, but it's a big deal.
Right. I learned in recent months that it's hard to get to the mountaintop, but it's even harder to stay. And sustained success is something that we've been constantly talking about. And how do we do it? Well, now we have the recipe. We know what it takes to go out there and win a Super Bowl, and you was able to accomplish that. But how do you do it again? It's even harder. And I think the way that we do that is focusing on what got us there, and that's buying into what coach is telling us. That's buying into you can't be great without the greatness of others, and you need a little luck. That's football. You gotta stay healthy, but with the talent that we have, with the coaching staff that we have, if we stay healthy and continue to buy in and continue to buy into the mindset of you can't be great without the greatness of others, I think we'll have a good shot.
Well, I retired, so I didn't have to back it up. Hey, Saquon, it's always good to see you, man. And every time you come in, you're always helping us and doing something for somebody else. And you're inspiring. You think you're just rushing for yards out there on the field in a lot of ways, helping your team win, but you're helping these students win as well. And we're grateful for you to be here. Congratulations on the Madden cover. Congratulations on the Super Bowl. And hopefully we'll see you again soon. And I was with some Giants fans, and they even said to me, you know what? We don't like the Eagles, but we love Saquon. And that's how I feel about you. I'm so happy for your success and everything that comes your way. You deserve every bit of it.
Thank you so much.
All right, and thank you, kids. All right, thank you for coming in this morning. Hey, Ginger, what you got for us?
You know I'm a big fan. When math is fun, I think it's always fun. So thank you. And I'm so impressed that was in your first year of teaching.
Some advice now about how to fix the pain in the neck that's triggered by the time we spend looking down at our phones. It's known as tech neck, and there's a surprising and easy way to get some relief. Eva Pilgrim back with the details. Hey, Eva.
Yeah, this isn't going to cost you anything. The problem is our phones and the amount of time that we're spending doing just this. But now some physical therapists are saying we might just need to take a page from the babies and get some adult tummy time. It's called tech neck, caused by tilting your head forward while using electronic devices.
Watch me get tech neck in 30 seconds.
And it's leaving a real mark on our bodies.
One of my colleagues and I will look at one another at their desk and say, hey, your tech neck is showing. I'm definitely cognizant of smaller aches and pains. I've only been at our company for 2 years now and was formerly a teacher, and I never experienced any of those pains before switching into the tech space.
One study finding up to 67% of cell phone users have tech neck and related neck complaints. Neck pain is the 4th leading cause of disability worldwide.
Someone who's doing seated desk work hunched over, they tend to get a little bit more frequency of pain.
But could the solution to all of our tech neck woes be as simple as getting some tummy time? That's right, tummy time. That classic technique that babies use to strengthen their own necks and backs is now catching on with adults.
Tummy time definitely is important for the little ones, but it's also important for us. It's basically getting our bodies on our stomach so we can take the pressure off of all those back muscles.
Here's how it works.
So you just lie on your tummy, getting tummy time like you're a 2-year-old toddler or an infant, and just relaxing. And sometimes you can just text through here or scroll on your computer, but it's a different position than just sitting in your chair hunched over all day.
You can start with just 5 minutes a day. When it comes to using your phone, doctors recommend you take regular breaks, adjust your screen height, and work on that core strength to better support your posture.
The better our posture, the more upright our body is, the longer we'll be able to stay upright and move pain-free.
Okay, so this is tummy time. It's not that hard to do. If tummy time feels a little tough at first, though, our experts suggest doing it on a softer surface. You notice we have a yoga mat here. It's a bit easier on your body as you build up strength. Not appropriate to do like at the office, but you can work this in at home, guys.
And with your phone in your hand, still, Eva.
Thank you, Eva. How about some pop news, Sam?
It's not getting down that's the hard part. It's getting up from tummy time. That's the really hard part. I just want to say it. All right, it's Friday, and there's some extra pop in pop news this morning, and by that we mean new pop music. Beginning with Sabrina Carpenter, every pop news should. Overnight, the 2-time Grammy-winning sensation dropped her latest single, and it's called Man-Child. Take a listen. It's got every sound you want from Sabrina, and she took to Instagram last night to give fans insight into the creation of this song, posting a series of photos and sharing that she wrote it in one day. I feel like she writes so fast. And on a random Tuesday, it's just the beginning music video for her. It pops later today, and by the way, it looks like she's going to be hitchhiking in the desert. Right? I mean, as one does. I mean, I think you're going to be waiting a long time. But anyway, Man-Child is streaming everywhere right now, so you don't have to wait. And Ed Sheeran is joining in on the fun. He's got new music, too, dropping his single Sapphire, complete with a brand new music video. So take a look at Ed. I feel like it's a great sound, and Ed's kind of embraced this sound. Sheeran says his song is the favorite of his new album, Play, and it helped him figure out the direction for the entire album. He's calling the song a luminous celebration of love that transcends boundaries. Ed, thank you for allowing me to say luminous on Friday Pop News. Sapphire is streaming everywhere now, and Ed's album Play drops September 12th. Now, if you can believe it, we even have more new music thanks to Mariah Carey, who just dropped her first single in 6 years. Big deal, guys. Along with a lyric video, it's also a song called Type Dangerous. Listen. And now a pop news PSA. If in dating you choose the dangerous type, it's not going to go well. It's always a mistake. By the way, Mariah says in a statement, I've been locked up in the studio for quite some time, working my behind off on new music, and I'm thrilled at the unveiling of it for my fans. Mariah's been teasing her 16th studio album. No word just yet on when it will drop. And that is new music in pop news.
Special edition of Pop News. Thank you, Sam.
Coming up, we've got the right stuff, and kids, go for the good one. The good type, not the dangerous type. We'll be right back.
Welcome back to GMA, live from Times Square.
Sound like a little...
Yeah, a little echo, yeah.
Echo. They heard it twice, 3, 4 times. I don't know. Well, welcome back to GMA, everybody. That's Alicia Keys performing Fallen on GMA in 2008. Well, we are celebrating 50 years of GMA, most of them right here and Times Square. And Alicia will be here next week with the cast of her award-winning Broadway show, Hell's Kitchen. I gotta say, we're looking forward to that.
Always
great. Always great. Now we're going to go to you, Rebecca.
Thank you, Michael. Very excited for Alicia to be with us. And it's time now for the right stuff. We're getting you ready for summer with a look at the best UPF clothing to protect you from the sun. And GMA lifestyle contributor Lori Bergamato is here with her picks to keep you stylish and safe this season. All these clothes are shoppable on our website. It is so great to see you, as always,
So
Lori
great
B.
to see you.
Let's start with UPF. What UPF clothing is, because it's kind of a new thing.
It is, and a lot of people are like, oh, I have SPF. I don't need UPF.
Sure.
Ladies and gentlemen, you do. You need UPF. Okay, so it is ultraviolet protection factor. So you have SPF that goes on your skin, right? This goes on your person. This goes into clothing. So they're able to achieve UPF with a lot of different technologies, like color, like weaving, different kind of coatings, things like that. But you definitely want to purchase clothes that have a UPF or accessories, UPF 30 plus, just like with sunscreen.
Okay.
And ideally that 40 to 50 range, because that's going to block 98% of those damaging UV rays.
98%,
Yes.
that's a big deal. And also a big deal, hats that will stay on your toddler or baby's head. That was immediately what I recognized here.
We both have kids. We know putting sunscreen on them is like wrestling a baby worm. Like they will not stay there, right? So hats are really important. These are from Sunday Afternoons. They are one of the top sellers on Amazon. And Rebecca, you mentioned them staying on or off the head.
This is what caught my eye.
Exactly. That's called their Smart Strap from Sunday Afternoons. If you pull on it, that's going to allow very gently that to stay nice and snug on your child's head. These have UPF 50 plus. That thing is great as well because it'll stay on them without hurting their necks, right? So we love these, lots of fun colors. And then for grown-ups, we have to wear hats as well. These are from Solbari. Searches for bucket hats are up 25% right now.
They're so
very
on trend.
trendy. So these are great, UPF 50 plus, lots of great colors, and you can find them both on Amazon.
Excellent. And I like that these will grow with your child too because of the change.
Exactly.
This one's exciting.
This one is so exciting. Okay, so when people think of UPF clothing, they often think that they have to buy beachwear. Not the case. And let me talk to you about the founder of this brand. This is Shade New York. It was founded by a woman named Jess Dunn, who is a melanoma survivor. And she was like, I want to look cute. I want to be in great stylish clothes. And she couldn't find anything that reflected her style. So what do we love about a good, bold woman? She created it.
She made it happen.
And so in Shade New York, these t-shirts, Rebecca, they have a UPF 40 plus. They're also made of 100% cotton, which is not, the general way that UPF clothing is made. It's usually synthetic. Woman-owned. It's made right here in New York. This is their origin tee. We have a special GMA discount on this one. And we just think it's so great that she's doing this because in everyday clothing, you can actually be protected from the sun and look really cute in this boxy tee in the process.
Yeah, it is. I love the shape and structure of it, and I know Jess's story. It's an incredible one, and this is a great deal, too.
Definitely check out Shade New York.
Excellent.
Okay, moving on, talking about that everyday clothing. This is from Uniqlo. They're always blending innovation with the latest in technology and cool minimalist styles. So everything you're seeing here is UPF 50 plus. It's really affordable. You've got parkas, we loved these trousers. I mean, you could pair these trousers with one of the Shade New York tees and be ready to go.
You're cool.
And sun protected, but also lounge where they truly have everything. And I love these parkas for the summertime. We often don't forget we get those summer rains sometimes.
Yep.
These are packable.
They're nice and light.
And it dries really quickly, which we love. And then we've got from Land's End here, you want to go on vacation and be poolside and look cute. Land's End for women, for men, for family. You can wear really adorable things. It doesn't have to be beachwear, UPF 50 plus, and still look really poolside, but stay sun protected as well. It is simple sun protection at its finest. And Rebecca, we've got cute. Who doesn't love cute kid stuff?
It's the little swimsuits that always get me.
Always get us. And who does it better than Janie and Jack? No one. How adorable. Everything here is UPF 50 plus. You see all these adorable, swim trunks, rash guards. The shoes and the sunglasses are not UPF, but they're so cute. How could we not include them? And the best part, they're doing a sale right now, 20% off and free shipping through the weekend. So you guys, now is the time to get this stuff because as a mom, I'll tell you, it sells out quickly.
I know. Get on it, moms. I know the dads might too, but the moms, we know that you're going to take care of it. All of these items are shoppable on our website.
And with summer cookouts and get-togethers coming up, our next guest has the answer to the question, what can I bring? That's the title of the new cookbook from Casey Elsas, and it's full of recipes that will make you the hit of the party. Casey, welcome to GMA, man.
Thank you so much, Michael. Great to see you.
You know, so correct. You said you could write an entire book just about like pasta salad. So you're going to make 3 different types of pasta salad for us here this morning. Why do you love it so much, and what is the key ingredient to get like the big flavor out of a pasta salad?
Well, I love pasta salad because pasta is the blankest canvas for flavor, right? You can just build whatever you want on top of it
and make it work, right?
But I think where a lot of people fumble it is when the pasta's hot, that is the ideal moment to start building your flavor. So I love to get the pasta in the bowl and start getting some sauce in there right away so it can soak in all those good flavors.
Okay, but you start, we're gonna do what, an Italian sub-inspired?
Yeah, this is kind of
pasta salad. But you start with like soaking your onions.
Yes.
And what do you soak them in, vinegar?
In vinegar,
And why is that?
I'm going to admit something very vulnerable and brave.
Admit it.
I hate raw onions. Like, as soon as I eat them, I'm aware of my breath right away.
I'm with you.
And especially at a party, you don't want that lingering around.
All right, so let's mix them up. How do we do this?
So a little vinegar helps soften the onions, soften the flavor. We're gonna add some mayo in here if you wanna grab some of these things. We got some garlic there.
All of it?
Yeah, just throw that in.
Okay, you're worried about your breath. You're really gonna do it right there, buddy.
Some olive oil, just go for it.
Okay.
And we're gonna throw in a little sugar too for some sweetness.
And some salt.
And some salt.
A little bit of everything.
And a little dried oregano.
Wow, got a little bit of everything in there, man.
And then once we mix that up, we get this nice smooth sauce. We're gonna throw some on the pasta to start.
And the pasta is hot.
Hot pasta.
Okay.
Get that flavor going. And then we're gonna add some mix-ins. So these are my favorites. And if you see something here you don't like, leave it out. I will forgive you. But we're gonna do some mozzarella pearls. This is my favorite mozzarella.
Okay, mozzarella pearls.
We got some sliced salami here.
Okay.
We're gonna do some black olives. That's some parsley.
Parsley up in that joint.
Sweet banana peppers, my favorite.
Oh.
A little basil there.
Bam.
And then we'll throw the rest of the sauce on. Give this a quick mix. And then, this is my favorite part, we save the Parmesan till the end because we want nice big chunks. That's all your salty flavor. And instead of grating it, I like to do these big shaves so we get nice
I like
pieces.
the big, I like that. You know what happens with this food when we're done, right? Our staff eats it. So I want you guys to know I helped this, so you're welcome. I cooked your lunch.
Chef Michael made your
How's that?
pasta.
Casey and I made your lunch. All right, what are all these, you have some labels for your recipes in your book, which I love, is right? It's like, in your sleep, roll up your sleeves, or bragging rights. What do those mean?
Yeah, so nothing in this book is hard, but some recipes take a little more effort. And so in your sleep is the easiest ones, no effort. Roll up your sleeves takes a little bit more work. Bragging rights is for the real show-offs at the party.
That's somebody who wants to really show up and show out.
Totally.
And we have 2 more sauces here.
Yeah,
what do we have in these 2 other sauces?
We sort of start with the same base, same fillings, but then this one is pesto made out of spinach, basil.
That smells good, man.
And the secret ingredient here is a little bit of miso, which adds a really nice savory flavor to it. So we'll give that a little toss up. You're gonna do cheese for me.
Okay. You guys remember I added this for our you guys for lunch. Oh! Hey.
The perfect amount of
Things
cheese.
happen, okay? All right, there we go. We got that one, and the last one
and then the last one is kind of a red sauce. It's roasted cherry tomatoes, which give them a nice sweetness.
Oh, yeah.
There's also some sun-dried tomato in here, some tomato paste, lots of great tomato flavor. So we'll throw that in there. You get a second shot at this cheese.
Without dropping this one. There we go.
Beautiful.
I see how you can write a whole thing on pasta
I mean,
salad,
my next book
man.
maybe is just going to be called I'm Bringing Pasta Salad.
I'm bringing
we'll
pasta
cut to the
salad.
chase.
And you know what? I'll be buying that book, man, because it smells fantastic. It looks fantastic. We're going to do a little tasting when we go to break, because I can't talk and eat at the same time. But Casey, thank you, man.
Thank you so much.
Appreciate you being
This
here.
is so fun.
And you at home, okay, you can get these recipes on goodmorningamerica.com. And Casey, he will be back on our 3rd hour of GMA. And in our 3rd hour of GMA, he's going to have more recipes from his cookbook, What Can I Bring?, which is out now. Very easy to make, by the way. All right, Ginger, what you got?
I was going to say those in your sleep categories. I'm into that. I like that. Okay, so the search for valuable, abandoned, and repossessed storage units is back. A new season of the hit show Storage Wars premieres tomorrow. The competition is fierce as teams try to outbid each other for the contents of the lockers, hoping that they've hit the jackpot and not a bunch of junk. The all-new Storage Wars premieres with hour-long episodes tomorrow at 9 Eastern and Pacific on A&E.
We have the story now. The disappearance of an Illinois mother of four. 47-year-old Bonnie Woodward went missing after work back in 2010 in a case that would involve her teenage stepdaughter as well. Nightline anchor Juju Chang here with an inside look. Hey, Juju.
Hey, George. It was a baffling story. When Bonnie Woodward first went missing, police looked at a number of her love interests. But when her teenage stepdaughter, who'd also gone missing, showed up out of the blue, the case took a stunning turn.
And would you state your name, please?
Heather Woodward. In this tiny police interview room, cameras capture the odd demeanor of a teenager clutching a teddy bear.
I was taken back that how can she be actually 18 years of age?
I don't like these stupid, small, claustrophobic rooms. I need my daddy.
But she's clutching a teddy bear.
Yes. July 3rd is her 18th birthday, so she's a bona fide adult in the state of Illinois, but she talks more like I don't want to be insulting, but like a grade school student or a junior high student.
Heather Woodward was reported as a runaway by her stepmother, 47-year-old Bonnie Woodward, who, in a sudden and strange twist, went missing too.
We think the two events have to be linked some way. Two missing persons from the same house, one a juvenile and one adult, like you almost have to believe they're related.
Now the pressing questions for investigators. Who was Heather with when her stepmother went missing? And what's their role in Bonnie's disappearance?
And then I went to stay at a friend's house. They're not gonna get in trouble, are they?
Well, I don't know about that.
They don't know nothing. They don't like Bonnie.
Detectives eventually clear Heather in the disappearance of her stepmother, but one of those friends will become the focus of this investigation. All of it unraveling on camera.
So much of this investigation takes place in that tiny investigation interrogation room. And this story has so many twists and turns. So much of it happens on camera. And you can catch so much more of this on 2020 Tonight. And it's at 9 o'clock Eastern here on ABC and streaming, of course, as you know.
Every single day.
On Hulu.
Yes. Thank you, Juju. Coming up, and just like that, star Sarita Choudhury is here. You can see her there.
Glad you're with us this morning, and glad you're with us this morning. Just like that, it's Sarita Choudhury. She's here. She plays Seema Patel on Sex and the City spinoff, and Just Like That premiered its third season, by the way. Sarita, good morning.
Good morning.
Thank you for being with us. It's exciting.
Thank you.
So you actually play this what a real estate broker with a power wardrobe, and there's like, you say it's different from any other role you've ever played.
It is, because I feel like, you know, like in Homeland, it's pretty gritty. I've played homeless. I've never had to, if I'm wearing a heel, it's because I'm playing a lawyer. I've never had to Seema, everything, even the thing I keep the cigarettes in is encrusted in gold, and it's hard to open. Like everything is curated, architectural, and I have to be so on top of it.
Constant attention to detail.
A lot of work.
But you bring it. You bring it.
do?
You brought it here this morning.
Thank
we were just
you.
talking about there's an actual leaning board so that for the fashion of the show, it never gets disrupted.
Well, and you were asking if it's a secret, and I don't know if it is, but I know. I know.
Well, here we love to expose deep secrets
here
on Good Morning America.
I don't think anyone else uses it, but when I arrived, I was wearing a satin kind of coffee outfit that was so gorgeous, but was a nightmare for wrinkles. And there was this leaning board that they brought in, and there's nothing casual. It was my first day. I was trying to be subtle and like well behaved, but I looked so dramatic as if I had asked for it, and I was just like this.
Coming soon to Deals and Steals, we got to take a look at a clip of this show.
Seema. Sydney. Hi.
Sydney, this is a little uncomfortable. But you know Elliot, he thinks everyone's gay. Unfortunately, I'm not. My life would be so much easier if I were.
Seema, darling, I'm not gay either. I'm a matchmaker.
Oh. Well, I'm Indian. We invented matchmaking. My mother has been working pro bono since I was 12.
Right. How's that working out for you?
Ouch. So that's Sherry O'Terry.
She's
so funny.
Hard to work with, though, because she's so funny.
You were breaking out in laughter.
Yes, and I was like, Sherry, please, a little less funny. And she's like, I can't.
Is there anyone in your orbit that's a power broker, like a matchmaker broker?
Like in my family?
Yeah.
So I think there was a period when I would go home to visit family in India. And you know when you reach that age, like 29, 30, which is very old in India to not be married. First, in India, you're not allowed to have a boyfriend, and then you're supposed to be married.
Right.
So
how does that work?
Yeah, thank you. So no practice and then full on. And I was like, so they'd never asked me about my love life till 25, and then little questions, but because I lived in America, they couldn't really, I would indulge it and I'd leave.
Have you ever made a match in real life? Are you a matchmaker? Like, do you make matches?
Oh, I thought you meant, have I been in love?
I should hope so.
Also a good question.
Yes, wonderful. Wonderful.
Have I made a match? It never works. I don't know if you've noticed with your friends, whenever I'm like, these two, because actually you try to match people who are similar. If all my friends are with people who are not the same as them.
Well, one of your dear friends was just here.
Nicole,
LTW from the show. And we asked her what we should ask you. And she said, what sentence does Nicole always say, just like you?
So she stole it from me and she's getting good at it. It's 2 words. I can't, in a British accent.
I can't.
I can't. So if I get an email with a lot of things to do in a day, I'll just be like, I can't. And so she never said anything when I would say that. And then recently I get text from her and it just says, I can't, with 2 A's, 2 N's, and a long H.
Do you know how many people are going to reply to text messages with I can't?
It just works for everything.
Yeah,
Like, there's so many places you can use that.
Yeah.
All right, new episodes of Just Like That. We are so glad you're here. It's been lovely to spend some time
thank
with
you.
You guys are so beautiful.
No, you're
Right
beautiful.
back at
Just letting you all know.
Yeah, okay, all right. New episodes of Just Like That debut, so you got to wait till Thursday. So every Thursday at 9 p.m. on Max.
Yeah.
We'll be right back.
Icon.
And before we go, as we celebrate Pride, be sure to watch Late to the Party coming out later in life. You can see it tonight at 8, 7 Central right here on ABC. And thanks for watching us this morning.
Have a great weekend, everybody. We will see you on Monday.